Okay, here we go. Let's watch that. We got these lows here. Oh, what was that? Oh, okay. Just waiting for a minute. So we're gonna try something a little different tonight. Um, so I've been doing one-on-ones. So got the idea of why not just do like one-on-one type stuff while we're streaming. So just messaged them. So as soon as they're ready, we'll actually bring them on voice and we'll do the one-on-ones while we're breaking the charts down and looking for trade setups. So that's the idea for tonight. I don't think tonight's going to be a very long stream though. I'm like super tired. What else can we look at? Asian session should be kicking off here shortly. Okay. You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, sweet.
Nice.
So,
So what I've done so far is just started kind of marking out our 15-minute swing low, swing highs to see which one gets ran first. So gold and UJ. So do you have any more? You got any more questions? Are you still here? Oh, he's having headphone issues. No worries. Turn this stuff off. Turn that off. But we can turn that on. Let's try again. Trying to get him on a voice call. Be patient. Can you hear me? We just can't hear him.
hello?
Okay, we can hear you now.
All right, there we go. Sorry about that, man.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you go about determining your swing high?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So
What I've done
let's.
is just started kind of marking out.
Okay, so let's jump to the hourly chart.
All right.
Let me get rid of. Let's get rid of these. Get rid of these so they're not in the way. Okay, so we've cleared everything out. We'll turn this off. We don't want anything on our chart.
Yeah.
So the way I do it is, so for instance we have this high that gets broken. right?
Hmm.
This high gets broken here. So between this point and this point, because this is could potentially be our new high, we want to find our lowest point,
Okay.
which would be
All right.
here. So then we have this high, this low. So this would be our new high. Gets broken.
Hmm.
So this would become our new low, or our lowest point between these 2 points. We get broken.
Okay.
Then we have this high that gets broken. Our lowest point between this one and this one is this one, but I don't know if you'd want to count that long wick. So we could go from like the body. See how all this stuff kind of lines up together?
Yeah.
So you could do that. And then if we start changing, let's see, maybe change these to green, green, green. I change these pink, pink.
I need the card.
It's upstairs.
Okay, and it's time to eat, buddy. Buddy, buddy.
Oh, you're gonna have to give me a minute now.
Yeah. No rush.
No, it was my daughter. So then we come
Oh,
up and
okay.
we create this high. I'm gonna change that back to green. So now, if we bring this over, so now we're kind of in between here and here, and then you can see that we're kind of holding this, right?
Yeah.
But until we break this low on the hourly, then we wouldn't really be bearish.
Okay.
So basically from this low to this high would be one trading range. Does that make sense?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So from this low to this high is the new trading range. And then from this low to this high is the new trading range. From this low to this high is the new trading range.
All
And
right.
now
Go
you,
back and break that down one more time.
okay,
Kind of lost me that thing.
so we come up, make a high,
Yeah.
we make a low,
Yeah.
and then the high gets broken with this candle, right?
Yeah.
So then our lowest point between the high and the candle that breaks the high
Hmm.
is our low.
Okay.
So this would be like your correction, and then all of this would be considered like your continuation.
Okay.
So now this is our new trading range. Okay, and then we come down, have this little correction, and then this high gets broken here. So we go from a large range to a small range back to a large range. Does that make sense? So kind of like, look, if we go down to the 5 minute, and this is where like when I'm looking for entries and stuff.
Yeah.
So like this little area right here. So we have a high.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to start marking out the highs. And then we have this high. And now if we do that, we had these lows here. We change this color back to our pink. We had these lows. We had this low. And then we currently made this low. So now you can kind of see, obviously we're making lower highs, lower lows.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I see
now
that.
this one would be our change of character back to the upside. But see how like from this high to this low, that's one range. Because this high was the
Mm-hmm.
high that broke these lows and created the lower low. So this is also like a change of character. And then we started making lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low, and now we've broken this little high that's in here, right in here.
Yeah,
And then we made a higher low. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Remember, we didn't think price was going to go all the way back down.
yeah, I remember.
So now from this low to this high until this high actually makes the high, this is all still one trading range. See how we go
Oh,
from large range, medium range, back to kind of a large range,
yeah,
small range, back to large range.
yeah, I see that. Okay.
So think, just look at, all you got to do is really look at the chart. Highs
Hmm.
get broken, right? So high,
Yeah,
higher high, find your lowest point between those, right? Then you make a
yeah,
newer high, low. So then when we go back to what I was showing you on the 1 hour, so we have our high. Now our lowest low till this high gets broken is going to be our low. But see how we make the low? So everything inside here is inside this trading range. Does that make sense?
yeah.
So this would be like the consolidation or the build
Uh-huh.
up to push price higher.
Okay.
So as you mark these out, like we were talking about this area down here where we started kind of consolidating, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we had a high. We'll just we'll just do it real fast. And then apparently I got to go eat dinner. And then we came all the way down, made this low, came up, made this high. So from this low to this high, until this high gets broken or this low gets broken, this is all inside this trading range. So this is basically your consolidation. So if you just start marking out,
Okay.
like when you look at the chart, just ask yourself, okay, what got broken,
Yeah.
right? This high got
Mm-hmm.
broken.
Yeah, okay.
This high got broken. Now between this break and that high, my lowest point was here. So that is my swing low.
Okay.
That's my confirmed low, right? Price came
Yeah,
down. This is where they found buyers, push price up to take out that high. So now from this, so this was our current trading range
yeah,
inside here, and then we broke to the upside,
yeah.
created a new high. So now from this high to where price is broken, our lowest lows here. So from there to there is our new trading range. And then
Okay, make
this high gets broken, that's the low. So this you go from this
okay.
trading range to this trading range.
That- okay,
And then
okay.
when you find yourself in places like this, right? So this is our high, gets broken.
Mm-hmm.
From this high to this high, this is our lowest point. So that there, when that gets broken, that's your change of character.
Okay.
So it just kind of helps you. So you know what highs and lows are kind of valid.
Yeah.
So if we go back to like this area, right?
Hmm.
Which this is one of the trades that I took. So inside this range, so this would be like our you could say parent range, and this is like your internal range
Okay.
structure, right?
Yeah.
We're bullish, so we want to see this high get broken, but as long as this low stays intact, we're still bullish,
Yeah. Okay.
right? And then see how we come
Yeah.
up. We make a high, we make a lower high, and then this high finally gets broken.
Hmm.
But remember, we're still inside this range
Yeah.
because this range hasn't been broken. And then this high gets broken, so we have this low, and then this high finally gets broken here. But between
Yeah.
this high and the break, you have this low. So you're basically inside here. You're looking for setups if you're bullish to kind of go back bullish, as long as this low don't get broke. Because we're expecting
Okay.
price where we're bullish to take this high eventually, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when this came down and started giving you this higher low, you could have been looking for an entry. When this high got broke here,
Hmm.
came back, made even a higher low, you could have been looking for another entry, all with the same target to break this high. And then what you'll notice is when price finally kind of runs out of gas, right?
Hmm.
You'll end up with a big range to small range, and then you'll get your structure break.
Okay. All right.
So just by marking it out, you kind of know, okay, from here to here, anything that happens in here is kind of like consolidation. But if I'm bullish, this would be, so from like ICC, this would have been your high. So this whole move would have been your indication, correction.
Hmm.
So then this is our correction. We kind of know as long as we're building higher lows and kind of higher highs in here, this is part of our continuation to eventually
Okay.
push out of this here. So each one of these could have been a trade entry.
Okay.
And then when price finally reverses, you have your range, range to range, range to range, range to range. See how the ranges kind of start getting smaller and smaller?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
kind
see
of if
that.
just by marking it out and you can see how price is moving, it kind of
Hmm.
it's kind of a red flag, right? We're not seeing big moves. We're starting to see smaller and smaller moves. And then this
Uh,
this here was just nothing more than manipulation. So
how
yeah,
do
we
you know that?
pushed because we didn't we broke out, but we didn't create a higher low to this low. We ended up breaking it.
Okay.
And then looking at
Uh,
then when you zoom out and look at the overall structure, your last high, same thing here. See how this goes up and then comes right back into the
yeah, I see
range,
that. Yeah.
followed by a lower high, and then we start breaking down.
Uh,
So remember what we were talking about earlier. So if we take all these highs here, watch this. So that would have been like our area of interest is up in this area, right?
mhm.
See how we came down, came back up right into the last kind of like manipulation move, and then price finally broke down.
Okay.
So yeah, just ask yourself, okay, what got broken, and between that swing point and whatever got broken, where was my either my highest high or my lowest low, and then that's how you
Okay.
find out your ranges.
All right. There.
So you kind of have that same setup here, right? Where we kind of created a high, higher, higher low, and then we ran
Mm-hmm.
up, and then we came right back in, but we failed to hold another higher low, and then we ended up breaking down.
Okay.
Does that help at all?
Yeah. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That
now,
helped a
now
lot.
when you drop down to the lower time frame, so remember we did all that on the 1 hour, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So now when you drop down to like the 15 minute, now you can kind of see how things kind of play out, right? Like indication, correction,
Yeah. I
continuation,
see.
which this becomes your new indication, correction, continuation. Then this would have been a good move to get in, right? That was a large range,
Yeah.
and then we pull back into the range, and then so this would have been your indication, correction, and then we know from here to here that would all be one range, right?
Yeah.
So as long as
Okay.
this low stays intact, we want to see price kind of come up and then start giving us some kind of bullish structure during our times to start
Mm-hmm.
looking for setups.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Makes. Yeah. Makes more sense. And do you always use like the 15 minutes for like to find the swing highs and lows?
No, so remember ICC, we pretty much mark everything out on the hourly.
Okay.
So that's that. So you figure like your hour would be your overall structure and your ranges,
Mhm. Okay.
and then so let's take this part right here for example. So we make a high, we come down, we make a low, and then we come up and we make a high. But then we start coming back down, right? So this
Yeah.
would be a lower high. So if you were just looking at the smaller time frame, here let's do this. Let's go like this so we can just focus on this area, right?
Okay.
And then say we drop down to the 15 minute.
Okay.
So this would be your indication, correction, but now you're looking to go long, right? And then price comes up, fails to go higher, and then it starts coming back down. So depending on where you entered and you put your stop loss, you could get stopped out. But you have to keep in mind this is our hourly low, right?
Yeah.
And then we make
Uh
a higher low, then we break this high,
huh.
followed by so this would be like so remember we're looking at this move here, right? But this would be like an internal indication, correction, and continuation into our indication here.
A Crypto King.
Yep.
I think that the YouTube screen is like lagging a bit.
It might be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's lagging, bro. It's lagging. Are you moving your cursor right now?
Not right now. Now I am.
No, like leave it alone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lagging, bro. Your screen is lagging.
All right. Well, I don't really know how to fix the
Okay.
lag.
No, yeah, no. You're good. No, I just wanted to make because like you'd be explaining something, I'd kind of be a little bit lost, and then like a few seconds later, then what you were explaining would show up. So I was like, I think it's a little bit lagging.
Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you
But
you're good. It's like
just by knowing what your range is.
yeah. But I
So
understand what you're saying. Yeah,
anything in here that gives you kind of like a setup. Remember our indication's bullish. So anything
yeah.
in here that kind of gives us our setup. So you could do the same thing. You can mark out. So we come down, we come up. So we have this high here. Let me grab my little box.
Okay.
So this would be kind of like your structure. So this would be like your new indication, correction, and now you know when price gets above here, it should show the willingness to run toward this high. So you could be looking for an entry. So basically ICC inside of ICC, right?
Uh yeah.
1 hour indication, correction, and now we're waiting for basically the same setup on a lower time frame for our entry. So you
Okay.
you could enter like here when this candle closes above with your stop loss below this low or this
hmm
low, and then you would still be targeting this same area here.
Okay.
And then when it breaks out with just a lot of force, then we know that price is showing us that it has the willingness to go higher.
Yeah,
So
I
then
see
that's
that.
that's when you would want to like hold your trade. But when price doesn't, so say price does this, right? We kind of come up, down, up, a little bit, down, and then we shoot up to like here, and then we start kind of fumbling around like it doesn't want to go higher.
Yeah.
Then that's when I would either like move my stop loss, or if we start breaking structure, then just close the trade out.
Okay.
But where see how this one candle like pushes right through this top?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of that's a new indication.
Okay. All right.
And by marking it out and just kind of following price along, see same thing here. Price came up, kind of wicked a little bit, but then pushed right
Yeah.
through. But it didn't show any kind of signs that it wanted to like reverse there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I
So
know what
now
you mean.
now we're waiting to see, does price want to take out these highs and start heading for this one, or are we going to kind of keep creating these lower highs like
hmm
this? Now we have this low here. Now we got to kind of clean this up a little bit. So what I'd be looking for now, price has already kind of shown us that doesn't want to really go higher. So now we'd be watching for, so from this high to this low is pretty much one trading range.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We're back above here, which this was our indication level, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Indication, indication. So now if price can give us a lower high and we start pushing back down toward this level, then that's when you can drop down, find if structure is broken to the downside.
Yeah.
So it would need like a break like this. Something that shows us that it wants to continue to go down. And then you look for shorts. And then we'd be targeting those those lows like we were talking about earlier. This one, and then if that one runs through with a something like this, then you can start looking to target these other lows.
Okay. All right, I got you.
So it's just structure inside of structure. We use
Yeah.
the 1 hour for our bigger structure,
Yeah.
which kind of gives us the overall what the
Picture and
market's
stuff.
wanting to
Yeah.
do, and then when it gives us a clear sign, like this indication here, correction, then when it comes back down, then we want to drop down and see if we're getting that bearish structure to start going short.
Okay.
Good?
Yep. Good. Yes, sir.
Okay. I think that's it
Yeah.
for me tonight. I'm
No,
I'm
that's
I'm
good.
super tired. So that's what I'd be watching for on gold right now.
All right. Then. Okay. Yeah. No, I appreciate your time, man. I really do. And yeah. No. Yeah. Makes more sense. Sorry about that's my dog barking.
No, you're
Sorry
good.
about that.
So
But yeah. No.
I'd be
No. No.
watching this low here and this high here. And right now
Okay.
that's my current trading range. So I'm waiting for some kind of break outside of that range
Okay. To give you an indication.
to
Okay.
give me an indication or align itself with like this indication here.
Okay.
But even if you focus on this high and this low and say like you said, we'll just wait for a new indication. So from this high to this low, so
Yeah.
you're gonna get something like this,
Okay.
something like that,
Yeah.
or this will create a lower high. So we'll end up with something like this, and then we'll break that low, wait for a lower high to form, and then you can get in, and then start trending it down.
Okay.
But yeah, wait for a new indication. So this would be the indication that it wants to go lower, and this would be the indication that it wants to go higher. But follow that by a higher low or a lower high.
Okay. All right.
Good?
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the New York session.
All right. Yes, sir. You have a good night, man.
You too.
Appreciate it.